Hi, everybody. This is Children's Chapel for February 14th, 2021, last Sunday after the Epiphany. I've missed seeing everybody, and I'm glad that I got the chance to do this today and sit down and talk with you for a little bit. Let's start out with the reading of the Gospel that we're going to talk about. Today's reading comes from Mark 9, verses 2 through 9. Jesus took with him Peter and James and John and led them up a high mountain apart by themselves. And he was transfigured before them, and his clothes became dazzling white, such as no one on earth could bleach them. And there appeared to them Elijah with Moses, who were talking with Jesus. Then Peter said to Jesus, "Rabbi, it is good for us to be here. Let us make 3 dwellings, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." He did not know what to say, for they were terrified. Then a cloud overshadowed them, and from the cloud there came a voice, "This is my Son, the Beloved. Listen to him." Suddenly, when they looked around, they saw no one with them any more, but only Jesus. As they were coming down the mountain, he ordered them to tell no one about what they had seen, until after the Son of Man had risen from the dead. Superhero stories are really popular in the media right now. There's a lot of movies about them, TV shows. I love them. My family loves them. My son loves them. And we get to see in those stories larger than life characters with superpower, super strength, or super intelligence who can do things that I, as a normal guy, can't do, or that you, as a normal person, can't do. And it's amazing. I think that's part of what makes them so captivating to us, is because we see people doing amazing things that we don't see in our everyday lives. But if you think about it, there was one real superhero. It does sound a little cheesy, but if you think about the powers that Jesus had, he could raise people from the dead. He walked on water. He healed people by touching them, sometimes by just saying the word, saying they're healed. He could raise people from the dead just by speaking. Those are things that no one else in the history of the world has been able to do, with the exception of the people that he gave that power to, his apostles, people that had that direct contact with him. So he really is like a real life superhero. Think about if you knew of someone who could do such wonderful, if you knew them personally, wonderful, powerful things like that, how much you might respect them, how much you would be willing to follow them. Think about how the disciples saw that, and it changed the world. They saw it firsthand, and they weren't scared whenever Jesus was crucified, because he came back to life. If he had stayed dead, it would have been a totally different story. The Christian movement wouldn't have happened. If he didn't raise from the dead, why would they have been so bold to continue to talk? I mean, Jesus had super heroic, superhuman, supernatural powers. He was the Son of God. He was God. And that's the man, the being that we worship, that we know is taking care of us all the time. It's really hard to, because we've never seen Jesus face to face, to believe it sometimes, to not doubt. But we're called to have faith in the being, in the deity, the God who was made man, who came to earth and looked like us, who looked like a person just like you and I are. And we, empowered by him, can go and interact with people in a very powerful way. We might not have the superpowers to lift up cars or to raise people from the dead, heal sickness, to fly, read minds, move things with our mind. But we are able to do things that many times humans can't, or at least aren't willing to do, and that's touch somebody, move them, comfort them. Those are things we can do because of the superhuman power that lives in us, that is Jesus, and the indwelling of the Holy Spirit in our lives. I really hope that you will be encouraged by that today. that you can be invigorated, given energy to go through your life, even when times are so hard like they are. To know that we worship a God who did wonderful things, who is capable of wonderful things. And though he doesn't work the way he used to, if he still does things like that, he doesn't do them as much as he used to. So we haven't seen that kind of stuff in our lives. But you can see the ways that he works now, even though it is different. And you know what? You can be that superhuman influence in the lives of other people by the way you channel the love and forgiving grace of God. I hope that you're well lately. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for all of us in all this. Go and be peace to the world. And the love, joy, peace of Christ be always with you. Have a good one.